if I am loving what is, then I have to hang out with people that I don't necessarily want to hang out with.
So is that your stressful thought? You have to hang out with people.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, well, that's this weird belief, and as I'm seeing, more of the work, and like what you just said, that when I do this work, then I'm more likely to stand up and say no, if it's an honest no. But yeah, that's this stressful thing that like even with this person who's coming over, it's like, well, now I'm going to have to start spending time with her.
Oh, yeah, right. So is that true?
Okay. No, it's not true.
Yeah. So how do you react when you think, now that you've done this work on her, you have to start hanging out with her?
Oh, I start shutting down and like already planning my escape.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And
what
very,
happens?
yeah, very much what you were saying, it's like that the as I look at my anger, I feel weak. Like when I start getting angry, then I feel weak and I become socially, conform to social. It's like there's just two extremes. Either I'm all socially polite, or then I go into rage.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So where do you feel it in your body when you think that you have to hang out with her now that you've done the work
uh,
on
Pressure in my head. My throat starts getting tight, and my chest. Yeah.
her?
And then it's like everything goes numb. I lose sense of where I'm at. I just go numb and like become a robot and nod my head and pretend like I'm listening.
Exactly. Yeah. And what are the images into the future that you start to see when you think now you have to start hanging out with her?
Oh, yeah, like just the past images of when I've been in situations with her before where I'm just squirming and wanting to get away, and I just stand there. Yeah, and just listen. Yeah.
So who would you be without the thought that you have to start hanging out with her now that you've done this work on her?
Wow. Well, gosh, it just brings up like this knot. And when I was writing it, that knot didn't come up. But um, so I guess
That's when you're believing the thought that you
okay.
have to start hanging out with her, I'm assuming.
Okay.
So
So
so who
okay.
would you be? Just pretend you didn't have that thought. I'm not saying you don't
Okay.
have it, but just pretend you didn't have that thought. Who would you be in that situation? If
I
you
would
didn't.
be Byron Katie. I would be Byron Katie.
Yeah,
I'd be
so
like, Dorothy,
experience it. Who would you be? What would it be like to be you, Byron Katie?
sweetheart, I, 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 I can't do this right now. I love you, and but right now I'm not in a position to listen, or um, I would love to tell you about this stuff that I've learned if you'd like to learn it, but um, and if you do, great, and if you don't, but otherwise I've got some other things I need to take care of.
Yeah.
Or I would just say, excuse me, politely, I have some other things to take care of. If it was a situation where we weren't one on one. Yeah.
Mm. And
Yeah.
experience it. What does that feel like emotionally without this idea that you have to keep hanging out with her? You have to start hanging out with her again.
Oh, just like a release, like a melting. The
Yeah.
heart opens back up. Yeah. Yeah. And then it's like, oh, okay, I'm not trapped.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
when I'm thinking that I have to start hanging out after doing the work on someone, then it makes me think I don't want to do the work on anybody. I'll just trap myself into relationships.
Oh.
Yeah. So without the thought,
Yeah. So without the thought, it just melts away. And then it's like, oh, here I am. And there's endless possibilities for what could happen. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So turn it around. I have to start hanging out
Wow.
with her.
Okay. I don't have to start hanging out with her.
Okay. What are some examples of why that could be true?
Oh, because I'm I'm free. I get to choose who I hang out with.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, and she's free. She gets to choose who she hangs out with, and um, I can trust that. It's like when I'm in the don't know mind, it's like just things unfold effortlessly, and so that'll show me the next thing that I need to do
Yeah.
without any stress. Yeah.
Isn't that awesome? Yeah.
It's
I don't
so
need
awesome.
I don't have to figure out a lifetime contract or anything. It's just minute by minute. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be shown.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's always much better than any plan that I had. Yeah.
Yeah. And without any of the stress.
And without any of the stress. Yeah.
So the turnaround is I don't have to start hanging out with her.
Yeah.
Who knows what the plan is? Could be
Yeah.
hang out, don't hang out, then hang out again, then don't, then back again. Who knows?
Yeah. Who knows?
Or never again, or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Is there anything wrong with not hanging out with her if you chose not to?
Oh, I guess it just, brings up like people pleasing. And because we have somewhat the same social circle, yeah, there's this people pleasing thing that comes up. And, um, but I need to do another worksheet on that, I guess.
Yeah. What do you want from her? Why do you want to please her? What's your
Yeah.
motive?
Yeah. I want her to approve of me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as long as that's running, then you literally have to start hanging out with her, right?
Yeah.
That's the way the mind's logic goes.
Yeah.
So I don't have to hang out with her. I don't have to start hanging out with her if I don't need her approval.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to write that down.
Yeah, it's another underlying belief you can question. I need her approval.
Okay.
Are there any other examples of why it could be as true that you don't have to start hanging out with her? It could be as good, maybe even better.
I don't know. I'm kind of drawing a blank right now. Do you got
Okay.
any
Yeah,
suggestions?
no, it's
Okay.
just an open question. And sometimes these these questions don't always have an answer. It's just we're looking. Could it be as good or even better that we don't hang out for her or for you or
Well, yeah, I think our, well, like the way there's this thought that like our personalities are so, I don't know. So it seems different, but obviously if I see something in her, probably it's in me. It is in me.
well, that could be true. I mean, both things can be true. Just because I am okay with somebody doesn't mean I have to live with them.
Thank you. Yes, that's the thing I come back to is, yeah, okay.
And for me, it's about having my an open heart. It's like we were talking in the beginning about making amends. It's the more, if my heart is open and I'm loving, then I'm experiencing that space. And but it doesn't mean that I have to hang out with someone that maybe has it's just a chemistry is different or something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense for me. Yeah.
Yeah, don't have to start hanging out with her. Is there any other turnaround? I have to start hanging out with her.
Well, the have to start hanging out with her. Um, yeah, I thought of a couple when I was writing about this. It's like it's great practice. It's
Oh,
great practice to
so
to hang
yeah,
out with anybody that I feel triggered by. Um, it helps me speak my truth more easily and clearly and effectively and efficiently. And it just brings up more work for me to do. And I can see that, just the tiny bit of time I've been doing this, like starting to look forward to those knots coming up. Like,
yeah.
wow. Oh, wow. Yeah.
So if you end up being with her in whatever moment it happens to be, then great, not a problem. It'll show you what's left, and it will bring up those knots so that you can work on them, and that's it's not a bad thing. So yay, she's maybe I have to hang out with her sometime. Yeah, yeah. So it's a kind of a balance. Like I don't have to. We saw some of that. And maybe I have to because I'm still believing that I have to. And so, as long as that's the case, then okay, great. I'll
Yeah.
just take advantage of that and use that for deepening my own understanding of myself, doing my work. Cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome.